anyone remember what happened last time on D&D?
Fuck no, there's too
Not
much
at
going
all.
on right now. We finished the arena.
Mm-hmm.
If I recall, took them out.
Uh,
They had
John
an axe and a
pissed some
great
people
sword.
off.
Yeah, like one does. And we we did something else before we ended it. And I know I was going to the betting booth.
Yeah,
That's all I remember.
you guys are in Diz, the great city of iron. Uh, Around this horrible hive city is this floating platforms in a circle. This like infinitely huge, defies logic. And on them, there's like almost a plane to itself. It's got these markets and theater and coliseums and torture domes and just anything you can imagine in this hellish place. And you've been poking around, getting leads, meeting people, uh, heard talk of a coliseum that might thrust your names into fame, as well as giving you some money. You did so after some tough fights, both mentally and physically. You came out victorious. I think we ended with you guys walking through the sandy bottom of this giant Roman style coliseum, the wet sand under your feet as they drain the brackish water out from their spectacle that was the last fight. You guys are walking through victorious to the raucous cheers of the crowd. What do you do now?
Uh, we're still in the Coliseum, getting the getting
Yeah.
the applause, getting
Mm,
the fame, the glory.
yes.
Mm,
Someone went over there and got old boy's sword. If
yeah,
I
there were
remember
some
correctly,
special
right?
weapons. Is that right?
Yeah, it was a mace and a great sword.
Mm-hmm. A
And I
morning
think we
star.
said the sword would be good for Patrick because it
Mm-hmm.
was ridiculously huge.
What kind of sword is it?
Great
A
sword.
Great
cartoonishly huge
sword.
sword.
Wait, what is it?
A great
A great
sword.
sword.
Okay. I currently have a great sword.
You don't want two
Is it
great
like a plus
swords?
one or anything?
Well, they do seem magical, but you'd have to attune to them, which has its own risks.
Oh my.
Hmm.
Yeah, James. Attuned to
Is
them.
there a way to
Isn't
find out
Yeah,
what?
John has identify.
Okay.
Identify does not reveal curses, just to get a heads up on you.
Really?
Is there
Yeah.
a way for us to find out curses of it before I
There's
attune to
not.
it?
Not as far as I know.
Hmm.
Now, I am a master level blacksmith. Would I be able to tell?
As a master level blacksmith, I'll let you tell the level of enchantment it has on it, but none of the fine details.
Okay. Because I would say, like, you could say no because that's not necessarily arcana knowledge.
Yeah,
But,
you don't know the debilitating curse that's on each of these items, but you'll know the enchantment level if you want.
okay, I'll give him a look. You want, like, some kind of roll for that?
Uh, yeah, give me
I don't
something.
really.
I don't know. Let's define
Um,
it. What do you use for your enchantment? I mean, blacksmithing. You're
um,
the expert.
Yeah, master expert.
can I use my plus 10 in wisdom? Or, I'm sorry, in medicine? Let's use medicine.
Medicine.
How about intimidation? I just yell at the metal until it becomes the form I choose. Um, really don't know.
Would take strength. Would take lots of stuff. That makes sense.
Oh, hang on. I'm not on the right character. I'm on my what if character version of pitch. Hold up, wait a minute.
Something ain't right here.
Yeah, I was like, why am I had disadvantage in athletics. So I was like, Jesus. I don't know. Is this like this is the thing I use for all my blacksmithing skills?
Unless something crazy comes up.
Can we put it as discerning something can be insight, and then making something be athletics?
That sounds perfectly fine to me.
Okay, insight is a 5. 21.
Yeah, with your newfound hellish power, uh, whereas any other normal or even journeyman wouldn't even have the opportunity to make an educated guess, you have a chance to really take a look at these objects and see the weight and the heft and the sharpness, how it sings when you slash it through the air, how it feels in your hands. And you have just this keen, otherworldly knowledge of it, and you discern that they are both +2 weapons.
Oh,
Oh
damn.
my! It's a great sword, and what else?
A
Mace.
morning star, to be specific.
Be a good Jarek weapon.
Oh yeah. Well,
Um,
paladin.
I might take the Morning Star if nobody else is that interested.
No, by all means, go for it.
And then you want to give the great sword to Mr. Swingy 7 swings over here?
I would say yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right then.
Are these weapons named?
They are, and you'll have
Oh
to
my.
attune to them to use them.
Okay.
Do you
Except.
consent?
Oh man. You know what? Why not?
No,
Speaking
no,
of.
no. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm gonna cast Remove Curse on both of them.
Does that work with magic items? Let me see.
Let's see. I don't know.
Was the spell detail say?
At your touch,
Look
all
at-
curses affecting one creature or object
Oh.
end. If the object is a cursed magic item, its curse remains. Oh, but the
Break
spell
attunement,
breaks
yeah.
its owner's attunement to the object, so it can be removed or discarded.
So if the curse is too heavy, you can say no if you needed to.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see what it does to Patrick.
Yep.
That means James.
Before I incapacitate myself, let's see what it does.
That means Pitch can actually remove the curse on his bracers, but just chooses not to.
I don't know that because I don't know that I want to remove the bracers.
That's a catch-22.
Be the bracers
Burning
once you
Will.
actually.
Burning Will, the enormous infernal greatsword. It's a monstrous greatsword forged in the infernal forges of Diz. The blade is nearly as tall as a human, with jagged edges that glow faintly with an infernal hellish flame. The sword's hilt is decorated with twisted iron and infernal runes that pulse and scream when blood is spilled.
Huh.
So you basically got like a loud version of Guts' sword.
Yeah, red
Hang on.
guts.
Hang on. What is it called again?
Burning Will.
Jesus.
It moans when you swing.
It does.
I moan when it swings.
Really
Jesus.
whorishly. It is a +2 heavy two-handed greatsword that does +2d8 additional fire damage.
How do I add that?
You'd
I
probably
don't know the app.
maybe have to make it.
Yeah, I still never figured out how to just make an item.
You and me both.
With the new D&D rules, and this is leaving this up to Garrett. If you have blacksmithing tools, and since you're a master blacksmith, then technically you can create whatever you need as long as you have the materials and gold cost, as
Yeah.
per the new Dungeon Master rules.
And it doesn't take you like 300 days to craft a piece of plate armor?
That's left up to the DM.
For you, it takes 1,000.
It's
Thousand.
gonna be another 300 days before I get my damn shield.
We don't have enough days in the fucking year. Like, wow, okay.
Yeah, I cut a lot of content because we were spending way too long in hell, so we're getting a little quicker tour of the place.
We're not spending too long in hell. We're just spending too long in between games playing in hell.
That's true. That's a fact. Yes. I typed patches, all the shit it does in the chat. If you want to copy and paste, if you want to deal with any of that, but you are cursed. You and Burning Will have become one. Die, it takes you with it, and you can hurt
Okay.
yourself with it.
Did you say if it dies, it takes him with it?
If Patches dies, the sword takes him back to hell.
Oh
Oh,
my god. Hold up. No, hang on. That last bit is fucked up.
Yeah.
Roll 3d6 on a 6, you take 6d6 damage, Patrick.
Yeah.
You want this thing or you want to unattune right now?
But think
I
about
don't know.
cool you'll be when you fucking smash somebody with it.
So okay, you can see brainstorm. Whenever I
You
use
get an improved
flames,
crit and a big sweep attack, but it comes at a cost.
so if I use the sweep attack, that's the roll 3d6 thing.
Yeah, or if you crit with it.
Okay. Okay, I'll try to remember all this stuff. I probably will not.
Yeah, it's a lot. It does.
You're going to just keep it for now?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. I guess I let the mace the
Like, ain't never scared.
I'm gonna see what it do.
do you want me
The Morning
to?
Star.
Morningstar.
Let's say, do you want me to identify it first?
Well, I can pretty much check it out as far as that goes, I guess.
The Morning Star, named Dark Spire, is a massive morning star. Its head, a sphere of dark iron and wicked barbed spikes that seems to ooze faint wisps of shadow. The heavy black chains move like a malicious snake even when it is not held or used. The weapon's handle is bound in black leather, which feels cool to the touch, but warms when the weapon enters combat. It does an additional 1d6 necrotic damage, and it is a +2 weapon.
What's the catch?
And then it does all this shit.
Yeah.
So you got to put it on first, James.
They come as a set, these two brothers
Jesus.
and their abilities.
The brothership.
Oh, it's not too bad. Advantage on any hostile creature
Only
under the
half
effect of fear.
healing affects me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, but if anything's feared, you also do 6d6 additional to anything under fear.
Yeah, but how often does that
I don't
happen?
think I have a fear spell, do I? I gotta look.
Depends if you can get one prepped or not.
Oh, it says I exude a radius of horror.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to cause the fear, just anybody that has fear.
So does the radius of a aura of horror cause fear?
No, it does not. That'd be way too
No.
good.
Yeah, that's why I was like, ah.
That's what I thought, but can I just intimidate them and they fear me?
You could try.
I mean, that's fear, right? I guess.
I think that the half hit points gained through magical healing is the thing that I
That
would say
is
no to.
rough.
Because that's
Look, Garrett, is there any way my character would know how to reforge these weapons without the curse?
You're a blacksmith, not an enchanter.
That's true.
Ooh.
So an enchanter would be able to do that?
Yeah, something like that.
Looks like I gotta find my new profession, you guys.
I think for now I'm going to remove curse unattuned from it because it doesn't matter if I'm using it; it's while it's attuned. So I'll keep it for now. But when the time is right, I may try and use it.
Understood. Patches, you gain 3 corruption points.
Oh my
Okay.
hey God!
I don't know how many I'm at right now.
3.
I
He's
think it's
that's
Right.
just
probably your
3.
only ones he's gotten.
I
Yeah,
think so.
Okay.
I think it's just been James has been dumb
it's just been
choices.
me.
Yeah.
James, you get 3 points too for.
Fuck, he's at 6.
I took it away.
You still had to attune to it at the start, though.
Yeah, but I'm not doing it anymore. It can't be permanent.
Just
There's got to be a way to get rid of corruption points.
it's the act of trying it. It's like, ooh, power, I feel it. It's +2 weapon. I'll try it out.
Yeah, but like, how for real? How do we clear corruption points? Because they can't just stay on me forever.
They'll only stay on you until you go to leave hell.
It's
Then they'll leave in one way or the other.
Assuming that we actually make it out.
It's like,
so
yeah,
like if I
well,
retune to it, am I getting 3 more points or like
No,
what's the
no.
deal with that?
You already broke the egg.
Jesus Christ!
Well, fellas, if you don't mind, I'm gonna go see about our winnings.
dude.
You know, if those count as a curse, I can just clear that.
I don't think they count as a curse.
No, this is a
Yeah, he's not
fancy
going to count them
setting
as a curse. I already
specifically.
know he wants no way out.
Yeah.
What does 6 points get me? Because I feel like I'm about to find out.
You don't know yet. This is one of those things that like pops up in the top left corner when you choose something in the game, and it says
And
like,
it's just like, huh, I wonder what that does.
Kenny will remember that, and at the end it'll all come back.
Oh,
That's too big. I remember.
let's get the fucking hell out of here.
Souffle, going to the voting box, you see a decidedly different aura than when you entered. There's a lot of very unhappy people. Many did not trust the newcomers, especially being more human, elf-oriented, that kind of thing, not from this plane. But you certainly proved them wrong. You see a lot of unhappy, uh, gripey people.
Excuse me, coming through, coming through. Better luck next time, I guess.
Hear a lot of unhappy murmuring. And that same bookie, for lack of a better word, large man with the small glasses, sits at the table. He is doling out this, taking that. Very busy. But he sees you approach.
Hello, my good sir. So, I am here to do some collection.
I believe you bet a soul coin on your dragon-oriented friend out there.
Yes, I did. I do believe the bet was that he would do something of the draconic nature, whether fly about or, shimmer a little bit, if you will.
He takes one soul coin in his hands and deftly makes it two.
2, sir. I believe the odds were against us in a good sense.
The odds. Did you write it down what the odds actually were? Did I say a numerical value?
You did. It was like 3-1.
I'll give you. Okay, yeah. He makes it three in his hands.
Good
It looked
lord.
like it was so fast. It looked like two, but it was actually three. And he hands you 3 soul coins. A match well fought and well performed, he says.
Dad, can I take your french fries if you're not going to have them?
Why, thank you, sir.
Much better than that Doom engine or whatever they're calling it. What a disappointing bout that was.
Well, that's probably why a lot of people are here are not too excited about the outcome, but seems to be their problem, not mine.
There's a lesson in that, young man. Spectacle wins out over truth and love and logic. People want a show. He goes back to his task.
So what do we have total? I believe we had 3 and a dead one. So now we have 6?
No, we should have had 5 and a dead one, because I took one that you had.
Okay. So now we have 8. Because you bet 1
Yes, you had 3.
and it turned into
I took
3.
1, turned it into 3. So the 3 just 1 plus the 2 you have is 5. And a dead one.
I got you. I'm following now.
Math can be difficult.
Yeah, I thought you were saying we had 5 plus the 3, but I got you. We're only at 5.
As the
We'll
party reconvenes, a familiar face walks up to you. He has taken off his gaudy overcoat with his gold pins and other flair. He wears just a simple undershirt and his regular pants, and he's kind of stretching after what seems to be a stressful event. It is the I don't know what you'd call him, the card dealer, the gambler, the table master, whatever. The large devil with purple skin and large horns. He looks chastened as he walks up to you, and he offers you a gilded invitation.
I take it.
before.
To where?
Yeah.
Gilded invitation where?
No. I mean, I just take the note from.
No, Pitch. We see that you yanked it out of his hand, but we're trying to ask what the invitation's for.
You seem to have caught the eye of the Lady of the Agora. She requests your company.
Is this the one that was Super Karen that came down to talk to John?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Super.
Seems we are holding our agreement fast then.
Yes, well, it's not every day that someone gets one over on me, so it feels a bit bad for me, but I'm glad we put on a good show together.
Yes, indeed.
He says that in a way that he's like, yeah, I was part of the team the whole time, you know.
And I helped.
And I helped. Yeah.
Very much like trying to save face desperately.
The jock in the school project or the class project for science
Yeah.
class.
Look what we did.
Look, can she hook us up with Dispotter? Because I'm ready to get the fuck out of here.
Well, let's go see what she has to say. I mean, we did meet briefly, but I'm sure that there's a more detailed conversation to have.
Her barge is past the Colosseum. Her great palace is on through the barge of theater, past the market of killers and the market of victims. You will see her great palace in front of you. The door is open to you.
I'll start walking through.
Yeah, I let John go first. He's got more of a thing with her.
The only one who has a thing with her. Yeah.
Oh, you fucking. And where's the lie? Where's the lie?
Got a thing with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be the first one to walk through.
You guys leave the Colosseum victorious. You enter back to where you started, the Great Bazaar, this huge barge floating in the sky, defying all logic. Physics just doesn't work the same way as it does in hell. Physics, the weather, time, space, it all plays by its own rules. And in this Great Bazaar, you see the huge connected flat, square barges that they call them, and on forward it goes endlessly in a big circle. So you'll have to start hoofing it.
Fellas, why is there never any easy way to get around here? Just make the trek.
You
Six.
guys
6 corruption points.
probably fine.
I don't even know
Probably
what the
won't give you
max is.
big eye stalks with your gross head and like shape you like a monster or anything like that.
Just come out as big blood.
It's just a dune worm.
I feel great, guys. I feel better than ever.
You walk through the markets. Someone roll me a d10, please. If anything is going on today, as much as there
6.
isn't today.
Oh yeah. While we're going through the markets, should I check in with my boys?
I would.
Who's your boys?
The
You remember those two
goons.
goons that were in the
The
That was
alley that I
goons.
told
that
them
was in the
like I
city
was
itself. Yeah,
okay. Okay.
not the barges. You guys see a couple of things of interest. There is a small public execution going on. There's a minor devil. It looks like a sort of a mix between a larger devil and an imp. Seems to be one of the minor races of devils, and they have a big circle of magic around him, and a large devil is reading his crimes out that seem endless as it is gratuitous. Uh, disturbing the peace of this and that, and it's just this ridiculously long list. Seems quite comical almost in its serious tone that he's doing this. And he appears to be punishing the poor thing, if you care or not. Yeah, you guys see lots of stuff. There's all the merchants that we talked about extensively. They're still here. Um, there is a couple of shops that might catch your interest if you wanted to spend the time. Um, one of them being a horrible looking nightmarish creature called Nyogi. They're like spider snakes, and they have a
Okay.
shop open with disgusting looking things in it, along with magical items, as well as the wizard from earlier that you promised to come back to and buy some stuff if you were interested.
Yeah, I think we're gonna
Oh my
keep that
gosh.
on the list of.
Every magic item that's in here wants to fucking rape me, so I don't really know.
You might be right.
Coming from that guy, I'm sure they're just safe.
Yeah. But yeah, you have all kinds of shit everywhere to do, and or you can continue walking and get on with the party.
Well, seeing as we don't really have the appropriate funds to buy anything right now, I say we continue and see what we can get.
As you get closer to the uh, theater district, I guess you'd call it. It's called the Barges of Theater. Um, it stops being so much this cavalcade of sales and stuff. You see people on the edges. Maybe they couldn't get a good spot, or they couldn't fight for it, or you imagine something in like the center near the Coliseum is very valuable and probably worth killing over. And some of the things out here are a little bit smaller. There's people with, you know, these ornate rugs, and they have potions and elixirs out. And, they have just kind of more mundane stuff as you get towards the edges. But you do see lots of the. Let me scroll on my notes. As soon as I find it, there are quite. Uh, there's quite a lot going on in the Barges of Theater. The air is thick with burning flesh smell, mingled with the sulfur and sweetness of flowers in this kind of chaotic mix. Um, these huge barges have a dark river flanking on either side that's held up by this, in God knows what magics holds up this dark, thick and sluggish river going on each side. The barges are festooned with a grotesque menagerie of decorations, kind of alluding to their nightmarish performances. You hear the cries and begging of tormented souls filling the air as you get closer, accompanied with laughter and applause and music. Um, all this revel with morbid spectacle. Garish banners and flickering magical lights beckon you as you step aboard this entertainment barge, and you hear demonic barkers call out, promising horrors for the smart customer. The great market you just left may have seemed like a distant cousin to the open air bazaar of Starfall, but this place is wholly alien. Everywhere you look, the barges are alive with activity, the duality of what's going on making your head spin. There's games and performances, art and music. Right beside there are street torturers displaying their craft with pride, and performing sleight of hand tricks where victims are the person in question they're torturing. And you see fiends and aristocrats and devils all around Dis, gathered to applaud and critique the techniques of these sadistic performers, engage in their revelry. So, you've entered this bizarre spectacle, this theater of horrors. Anything catch your eye?
Any enchanters?
There, you'd have to look around. Give me a perception check, I guess.
I don't even know if I would trust one if I found one here.
Yeah, that's pretty wise.
But I'm gonna look anyway. Oh my god. Nat 20.
Well, there goes your rolls the rest of the night.
Yeah.
You see a little bit of everything.
Can I tell if the smell in the air is human flesh? I have had that, I think, twice now.
Yeah, there's humans.
Except for you burnt it to a crisp to eat it.
So I should know exactly the smell
Yeah, but you
that I'm smelling right now.
sullied the joyous occasion.
That's not the only human flesh I've had. If you recall, the guy in the swamp near Artis, I ate shit from him.
Yeah, because you learned from the first time when eating fucking flesh with Robocaz.
Yep. The cannibal. He and I were good friends.
We were
Couldn't tell you his
buddies.
name.
Loved him like a brother.
Loved him like a brother. Whatever, Garrett. You couldn't tell me his fucking name.
Robocast?
No, the other guy.
The homeless
The
guy.
other-
I
in the
know you
swamp.
know who I'm talking about, but you also don't know his name.
Fuck no.
I don't have the notes from way back then.
It's okay.
Jameson, you see all kinds of stuff.
My God.
In the chaos, it's hard to discern what actually is going on, but you make a good try of it. There's lots of sights and sounds to be seen all around. You see an archery contest where poor victims are used in transfiguration magic to be turned into these fat, grotesque, maggot-like things. They're tied to a archery target, and then people bet and play on hitting them. And you see a thin, grotesquely emaciated bone devil. He's barking out like a carnival barker about joining the sight and sound. Uh, you see lots of odd things. Um, You see a red wizard is being contorted and broken into a magic circle. God knows what they're doing with him, but he's certainly screaming in agony. There's a piano-like instrument that is connected to a series of needles and skewers, and when the note is pressed, a poor soul screams in pain, and then he makes the person playing is making this horrible melody with the sound of their screams as the piano keys kind of cut into them.
Garrett, why you gotta pique my fucking interest?
Oh, we haven't picked it yet. There's an interesting NPC I got. I thought you
Yeah,
might
well,
like.
you just
So he's like an anti-paladin bard.
There. Well, he seems like he's wearing a coat. You know, he seems like just part of the ambiance.
I mean, you
It's funny
Yeah,
you should
you
mention
listed
he,
an instrument I've
he's
never played. Come on.
that. That's true. So, you don't see
John
an
doesn't
enchanter,
care
but
that he's torturing someone. He just wants to play the piano.
I have mentally fucked people, okay? Do you think we're in hell? Come on. I've
you don't
abided
see an
by the
enchanter
rules.
necessarily. But you see this carnival of pain, all manner of games and sights and sound and tortures, all going in this horrible. It feels much more like you've stepped out of Walmart and into hell properly. You know. Uh, People are happy to sell their goods, but now we're getting into the meat of what hell is.
You stepped out of
This,
Walmart and into Kmart.
in this in this theater of despair. Any of those catch your interest, James, with your special eyes?
All the fucking torture.
Oh.
I don't know where to start. Maybe the archery, but Jesus Christ.
Start with whichever one gets you more things to appease your your goods.
If you're interested in archery, the Bone Devil is barking loudly through his hands, but his voice carries in his horrible scraping nails on chalkboard sound from his emaciated body. And he says, "Come one, come all. Show your archery prowess. Win a prize. Punish the horrible sinners in the true form of what they are." And, you know, he has this sloshing, like maggoty creature that the poor person has been turned into.
Shit. I feel like this is some shit that would actually be in Welcome to Nightville.
No, nothing that dark. Well, okay. I lied.
Well,
It depends. It depends if it's a season finale episode or two.
You
'Cause
walk up. Anybody? Any interest? I'm passing by.
Can I ask him, what would it cost to free all of these souls that you're using for target practice?
Free them. That's what I'm doing. Bring them to their punishment. Their deserved punishment.
Oh shit, that's good.
How many targets are there?
He seems to have a never-ending amount. These sort of tortured souls are not the devils themselves, not the denizens of hell, but the sufferers of it. And as the magic turns this poor, like screaming spectral form into a writhing maggot, another one shifts up in its place from the darkness, and they look. You see its spiritual, sort of spectral form. It's about 80% corporeal, and it looks shocked and makes a horrible scream as it's like suddenly here, but it can do nothing to affect the uh, the world around it. It can only be affected.
So, like, the most humane thing right now would to be just, like, kill these things, right?
Yeah. But hey, it's all for Kosuth.
Got a point.
I am actually wearing my Kosuth Wills It shirt right now.
Nice.
my character will stand outside because he doesn't really care to see this.
Fair reaction. The Bone Devil says, "Come one, come all, come play the game. Show your archery prowess and be rewarded." And he flicks an arrow in his fingers, long and clearly quite magical. And he flicks it and runs it through his fingers, lightning speed, making it a circular kind of dexterous exercise. But miss, and there's a cost, he says with dramatic flair.
I guess I'll take a turn.
Have fun with those agility rolls.
Right.
Oh, the handsome man himself comes. Step forward. Now, how brave are you? Are you a pup, a dog, or are you a wolf? And he says each one has a target that's farther or closer, depending. Obvious, the wolf being the farthest one.
I guess I'm a wolf, baby.
There's a wolf in me.
He flicks his hands, and there are 8 arrows in his hands. And he says, "Oh, well, quite a prize for the wolf. Um, but should you fail, the cost is higher." Then if you want to shoot at the target, it's a DC 19 to hit.
Ugh. You know I'm not gonna make that. Let's do it. That's a 6 all day long.
For a dexterity save?
No, that's just like a flat dex roll.
Well, shooting a bow, if you have other advantages, I don't think you would necessarily.
Yeah, maybe I ought to like put a bow in my inventory
Big
and
dice.
like roll an attack roll.
You'll get your proficiency. It's an attack roll, yeah.
Hang on. Why does it not show up? I just typed in bow and it doesn't like that.
Longbow, handbow, shortbow.
I'm just gonna put longbow.
Crossbow.
There was crossbow, but I figured this is not that. Give me a sec. Alright, longbow. Nat 20 plus 7.
Okay, wow. Okay.
You said he had that
Excellent
wolf in
job.
him.
I don't know how it keeps doing that, but I'm not complaining.
Get the dog in.
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
It got that dog in him.
You have to raise the bow a little high to hit the target way back on the into their little area. The writhing, fat, ugly maggot thing. You almost feel its fear as the arrow sinks into the center of it and it explodes outwardly. And the imps and the devils around clap. Ooh, and they wolf howl at you. Oh, wolf indeed! Oh, wolf indeed! And now roll a d20.
Wait, what? Roll initiative?
Roll a d20.
I was like, son of a bitch, he got me.
The guy, yeah.
You're a fucking cheater, now die.
Eight.
8, yeah. You win garbage, literal garbage from hell.
So yourself?
Let me look at it.
Hey, elemental plane of fire, not hell. Different places.
Let me see. What is this actually called? Yeah, fuck it, we're going with the other. Jameson. He gives you these heavy, they almost look like crossbow bolts, but they're for a longbow, and they're intricately woven, and they have vines wrapping all around them, all the way to the feathered end, which isn't feathered at all. It has teeth on the end. They're called crocodile arrows.
Okay, I have never heard of this.
He gives you 6 of them for the grand prize. These arrows hit with an additional 46 bludgeoning damage. They are heavy, powerful, and have a commanding bite to them.
Nice.
God damn it, Garrett. Fuck.
So I'm gonna put crocodile arrows, regular arrow damage plus 46.
Yes.
Okay.
It's bludgeoning, if that matters. It's specific. Like a big, just imagine a, punching
Shooting a
glove,
mace.
glove on an end of an arrow, like cartoon
Yeah.
one.
Alright. That's about
Excellent
all
job.
the luck I'm gonna have tonight.
Unless you guys wanted to engage in some torture or play more carnival games, the next thing that catches your interest is a beautiful song. Now, beauty doesn't even begin to describe. What's everybody's favorite song? What's your favorite song?
I don't know.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it depends on what genre.
The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot. That's what you.
Yeah. Yeah.
We want Firework by Katy Perry.
No. Garrett's reference is good. Because
Whatever your favorite song may be, it's fucking 50 times better than.
we play the alternative time from time when we're on the sea.
The strings of the harp sound like your mother's voice when you were a baby. It sounds like a lover's whisper in your ear. It sounds like a sleeping kitten. It sounds like coming home after a long day. It sounds like everything good. And you are immediately enchanted by this beautiful song that is so out of place here.
Are we hearing this from Piano Man? Is this Elton John from
It's
Hell?
Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy Joel.
Elton John, if he made good music. No, not from the piano. But he is on the stage. A handsome tiefling bard runs a macabre pavilion with his instrument at his hands. His attire is extravagant even with the standards of Diz, a deep crimson coat embroidered with infernal sigils, rings of gold and onyx adorning every finger. His piercing, devilish gaze is intense and icy, and every pluck from the harp fills the auditorium with unnatural beauty of song. And he has a full audience as he plays.
I will stare intensely, hearing each note and trying to understand the rhythm of how he's playing.
Give me. It wouldn't even be a perception. Give me a performance check.
I was about to say, I mean, a natural passive perception is a 20. A performance check, you said?
Yeah. Music assessment.
He's probably got like a plus 15.
Garrett, that's a natural 19 for a total of
What's
34.
Yeah, that's what I'm fucking talking about. Do you actually have a plus 15?
Yeah.
I was just throwing a fucking number out there. Jesus Christ.
Here, look.
No, I believe you.
You're able to see through the veil a bit. This bard, though skilled, you can't ever take that away from him. He is not some mythical conjurer of sound. He is just a talented bard. The real work is being done by his instrument, a beautiful hand harp of ivory and gold. Its strings bend and vibrate with an artistic beauty that is unparalleled. And he's being kind of hoisted upon that laurel.
How many people are around me right now?
Probably like 4 dozen or so
4 dozen.
in the immediate pavilion area, and then there's this huge, party going on around you.
I'm gonna take out my viol and start matching him.
Oh, you may
28.
My
didn't
God.
know why I asked.
Even if he rolls like a 1, he's still doing pretty good.
Yeah, it's still okay. I guess that makes sense. It's not like you're just gonna like forget how to play guitar if you're an expert guitar player, even on your bad days. The tunes mingle and match. It takes a second for um, you two to find each other's pace, but he falls in line as you do with him, and you two create such a moving piece that instead of having this like 4 dozen or so people in the pavilion, they're listening to the song happily in this weird, otherworldly scene of peace and beauty in this hellish place. That seems to be a big theme around Diz, is these dichotomies. But you've captured the attention of just about everybody. Even the torturers have stopped their games and they're listening intently.
I'm keeping eyes locked with him, and I'm moving towards the stage.
No, the team react.
This man's trying to show me up.
My God.
If you want to take it that way, but you don't know my true intentions, do you? You don't
How
know
dare
it.
you?
You don't know me enough yet, Silas.
I don't think he thinks you're gonna kill him. I'll give you the high roll as a player. He beckons you on stage, not stopping the beautiful plucking of the harp. He quickly kind of like tells you to come on.
Come.
Come. I
Like a Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I came. You guys ever see that?
as I jump up on stage, I'll throw my veil behind my back,
Hey.
jump up
Hey
there.
guys, I gotta hop off.
Oh,
Oh,
what
okay.
happened?
Bye guys.
No.
You know
No.
that.
And I'll pull out my dagger and start playing the flute part of it.
Okay. Yeah, what's your intentions?
To play.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
don't have a normal flute, remember?
Yeah. Are you using it for magical properties, or are you guys just putting on a show?
I mean, I don't have any magical instruments.
No, just like if you're casting a spell.
No.
No.
Yeah, you guys. It's like what
You think
was
he's the Sanderson sisters, Garrett? Is that put a spell?
it? Yeah, they could. It's like Woodstock '71 with Leonard Skinner, and they play Freebird. It's pretty much that level.
God damn.
It's like holy shit, dude. But it's actually like beautiful harp music, so you get the idea. Finally, the last string is plucked, and there's a resonant, beautiful, like B flat or whatever, B sharp, and it lingers and echoes and dances, going from one ear and out the other, as though it had this power of its own as this final uh, finishing note hits, and the crowd is just stunned. And you see them like looking up at you two in just pure awe. They can't even like clap or cheer or say encore. They're flabbergasted.
The boy got the room dripping.
And The bard does a gracious bow, and he turns to you.
And I will do the same.
Is there a noticeable increase in humidity in the room?
From people crying.
Hell just
Yeah.
got hotter.
Crying from the nether regions.
Yeah.
It's not a dry eye or panty in the house.
Oh, God.
Uh,
Here we
yeah.
are.
The tiefling is handsome, almost beautiful, so beautifully so, sort of like Souffle is, not Souffle, Pitch is Souffle, comma, this sort of angelic uh, countenance to him. He says, "It's wonderful to meet a fellow player like yourself. That was an inspiring performance."
Very much so. It's not often that you come across anyone that is talented enough to be able to perform under strenuous circumstances. It's nice to see that there is other like-minded individuals even in hell.
Absolutely, the dichotomy of it, the pain and the pleasure. That's where the real music notes are created. The screams of agony and the beauty of the harp. That is the instrument I play.
And just the harp? Nothing else?
He has a 2% increase of suspicion as your answer, and he says, "Yes, I'm only a harp player, nothing else. It is my trade and my passion."
Mm.
He holds the harp, the hand harp, to him like a baby, his precious object.
Well, I'm not here to judge. Each has their own favorites. I particularly find my inspiration in the travels and wonders of everything. Though I do see your point in taking in the leisures of agony. They too can be motivators for passions.
Oh, people sing quite nicely when the blades are applied. The needles to the eye create such a sonorous melody. He says, uh, not referencing Hellraiser.
That is one way to look at it, yes.
I've actually never seen it.
I just. I find myself having to use different instruments to really portray what the feeling is for the song. One may be fine, but it just doesn't hit the right note. Doesn't have the right pitch, doesn't have that harmonious equalization for
The
me.
right what now?
Harmonious equalization.
Winamp?
Yeah.
Heard something about pitch. I'm here, baby. What you need?
He says, I certainly respect that. Once I heard the harp for the first time, I was in love, like a young man smitten by his first lover. I certainly respect your ability to play other things and expand your horizons, but to each their own.
Yes. I myself have a harp of sorts being made. One that might kinda flatter you a little.
Flatter me.
Yes, flatter you. Why, who wouldn't want a harp with the strings made from the throat sinew of a dragon?
He says, my, you are well traveled indeed. That must make a beautiful melody when struck. I do hope you come back and show me.
Maybe if you can come join my realm, you'll be able to see my view of things. I've been traveling through hell for a little bit, but you never know what wonders you might see crossing the veil. But I do say, the harp you have is very, very unique.
Oh, yes, my mother was a skilled instrument maker. That was her trade and her passion, and it was so skilled. She was so skilled that even Dispotter took notice of her and gave her a gift of this beautiful harp, and it is my most treasured possession. He says, asking for a check of his insight.
He's asking me for an insight?
Yeah. So now would be one if you
Yeah,
wanted to make one.
No, I know no difference.
Yeah, it's a wonderful, warm story. Has swayed your icy heart.
Well, sometimes mementos and the like are better kept close to the chest.
As well, I do hope you enjoy the carnival. And if you ever need a friendly face, feel free to seek me out.
Yes, if you'd like to put on another show, just simply find me. And I give a slight bow. The
Sure,
name
we'll hear
is
each other, my friend.
Soothflay.
He offers his hand in greeting to you as well. He says, I am the great bard. Scroll through notes.
He thought that was his name.
Scroll through notes. Well,
Scroll through notes.
it's very catching, seeing as that is how you read music sheets.
Oh yeah, there you go. He's like, no, I play I played, I wanted to be a rock star, so I didn't learn music, I just played the scales. He is the great bard Grazrak. These fucking devil names. Grazrak,
Okay.
the great bard.
I will reciprocate his hand.
Cool. Best buddies. Anything else?
No, I believe that would be it. Give my leave, exit stage right.
The merriment and the festivities, if you can call them that, of the Barge of Theater come to a close. You have all manner of games and distractions and all sorts of things if you guys wanted to have some fun with the revelry, but it is a bit of a dark place. Darker still is the barge ahead of you. Ahead is the market of killers. Killers from across the plains flock here seeking high fees for their trade. Devil's tout, undead killers, infamous in their lifetime, who are allowed back into the realms of the living for one more murderous job of strange, unnatural creatures made only to kill, all sorts of uh, pomp and circumstance. Crowds are gathered, and auctions are held. People are brought up and given their trade and what they do and what their skills and can be hired therein.
That is a yark place.
Someone roll
Yeah,
me a
he would have had a field day there.
1, 2, 3, 4. Someone roll me a d6.
I got this one. 5.
A lizard folk assassin is brought up to the auction block, for lack of better words. He does not appear to be undead, as they were claiming, but he does appear to be a massive, strong lizard folk, and he holds a halberd at his side that is curved in a strange way, and he holds it as though it were a second arm, a third arm to himself, effortlessly, moving it along with grace. He is a massive, hulking lizard folk, and he wears a cloak that shimmers in the light ever so strangely. It seems to push your eyes away from looking at it, as though it wasn't there at all. He stands up to the stage, and people murmur amongst themselves. This is obviously one of the premier assassins of the day. He speaks a short, abrasive sentence in his Yuan-Ti language that I don't think any of you understand. But the carnival barker says, "Oh, yes, yes. He is peerless in his skill. He'll rip the faces off your enemies and eat the skin himself. He is horror in the night, a slithering monster. 4,500 gold." A few people raise their hands to bid, and the bidding war has started for such a peerless assassin. That's what you see.
How? I'm gonna slink off over there right fast and just watch. I want to stand next to one of the most active bidders.
People bid. The rest of the party. Any other things as Heathcliff slinks away?
I'm gonna keep a close eye on Soothway just so that I know he's not gonna get into a situation, but I'm not gonna follow him.
Mm-hmm. He might get into a situation. You never know. Pitch anything you want to do specifically? Just watch.
Yeah, I'll just watch.
As you all just kind of take a look at the goings on, Souffle, you cozy up to a tiefling in a beautiful black suit. He looks very dapper and almost out of place here. And he has a golden uh, patch on his chest area that has some merchant's guild, you assume, or some other emblem like that. And he bids up until 4,800, 4,900, 5,000, 5,100, 5,150, and it slowly starts to taper down as it crosses the 5,000 gold level.
Kind of lean over to him a little bit. I've seen their kind. They're they're really proficient in what they do. And
That's what I'm hoping for, lad.
if I were you, this one specifically, I've heard of his tales and I've seen the carnage he's caused. I would do my damnedest to get him.
Give me deception, you filthy liar, you.
Yeah.
Because I've seen his tail too. It comes off if he's attacked.
Nat 20?
Uh, he
27?
raises an eyebrow at your tales of prowess, and a few other wealthy-looking individuals. 5,400, 5,550. And he looks at you, and he looks at the Wanty, who does look right intimidating. Not like lying necessarily, only lying about that you know him, but he looks like a very scary individual.
I'll keep going. Yeah, the tales that I have heard.
I thought his
Have
tail
you?
comes off and then regrows.
It does. That's the only thing he's ever left behind. That and the other dismemberments. You couldn't find a more finer and suitable proctor of body parts. Think about it. If you get him, do you know how much you can make on the black market selling parts that he brings back?
You're morbid, lad, but I suppose I see your logic.
Well, it depends on how you want to look at morbidity. I mean, you want money, don't you? Imagine having a whole army of these. Anyone comes across you, anyone you don't like, anyone that wants to harm any of your family, you you have the means to dispatch them without anyone knowing what caused it.
Yeah, it's clearly swayed by your words, and while the bidding is tapering off at around 55, but some people are still going back and forth, seemingly intent on getting him. He raises a hand and says, 8,700. Crowd kind of murmurs to themselves. A few people, 8,750, they say grudgingly. Another
Sorry, I stepped away for a minute. We're bidding on things?
This place is manipulating someone to use a lot of money for some reason.
Because he fucking can.
Yeah, because I fucking can.
Is this like the thing where we got the flying boots from that guy?
Yeah,
Do we
in
still
a
have
sense.
those?
No,
That just does, but I don't know if he remembers.
not on this character. He doesn't.
Oh yeah, yeah. It stops at 8,900 with your new friend having handedly won. People are looking around, kind of surprised at how high this got. The Barker himself is greatly enthused and does kind of what you do, and is like, yes, yes, this is the great killer, a killer of kings. He'll do your bidding and do a great job of it. You've made such a great decision, paying almost 90% more cost than on the label. He steps up to the Barker and the Wantee and begins to make a contract with him. Unless you had any other chaos to sow.
Um. Hmm. I'll just. Well, congratulations. You just got
Thank
one of
you
the
for
most
the insight, lad.
finest assassins that there is. Now I want you to remember, if you ever need any more details on anything, search me out. My fee's not as costly as he is, but it's almost just as worthwhile.
If he's as good as you say he is, I will certainly do that.
Hmm. Well, if you need a more broader approach for distraction, I think me and my friends can help in that sense. Just look for me. Kind of difficult to not spot me being here in the hills, but
An outsider.
Just being so glamorous.
The contract goes about as the other contracts go. The parchment appearing from nothing. Um, the sort of intimidating yet sexy the hellish angels, bald with their spiky crowns and their horrifying looking weapons, arise from nothing to oversee the contract signing. The rich man that you made friends with states a name. It doesn't mean anything to you, but he gives details, and the Wan T signs the contract. He says something in harsh, this harsh Wan T, which the Barker says, yes, yes, he's as good as dead. That's what he says, excitedly. No, that's what you guys do.
Alright.
You gonna stay for another one, or move
Nah,
on?
I just wanted to make
Any-
someone spend more than they ever fucking should have.
Yeah, dude. That the carnival barker is gonna go home and be like, I fucking fleeced somebody today.
Just look, I gotta keep things interesting. You never know.
I gave him so much money, that'll show him.
That is the only time I have lied in hell, and it was just to cause someone joy.
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot about the.
I knew
You're not
what I was
supposed to be
doing.
able to lie.
I knew what I was
I'll say,
doing.
it wasn't like a. It's like live omission. I've seen those people before. They're dangerous.
That's why
You
I
have
started
seen
with
those
I've
people
seen those
before.
people before.
Yeah.
I feel like live emission should definitely skirt the rules
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
That's why
like,
I
how else
have.
would you get along with anybody here?
That's why I have chosen my words specifically since we have been in hell.
hmm hmm
You
I
gotta
mean, that's
start
how
it somewhere.
they keep trying to fuck you over with various rules and stuff, but they don't outright lie to you. They just surprise you or
Yeah, I
leave
feel like
something
they've been
out
doing
or
that to us.
yeah, exactly. Some surprise rule or leaving an important detail out or
Yeah,
some other
maybe that's like
bullshit.
the running joke, right? Like, oh, liars get punished here. But like they lie all the time. It's just like they just don't tell the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I say certain words. I've seen them before.
Not that one specifically
I just don't lie. I just tell them
necessarily.
I'm
Look.
gonna kill them, and usually things
Do
work
so.
out for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, college lore, I learned history. I've seen them before.
He flicks his strange cape dramatically, taking the halberd and leaving the stage, set on a mission. What do you guys do, if anything?
Nope, just gonna continue.
We need to move on down the road.
You, to the next area, go. Across the barbarity that is the market of killers, there's a market of victims. Not a commodity you'd think would be in short supply, but there are victims, and then there are paid victims. Each
That's
seller
interesting to
claims
know.
to cater to a specific criteria of victim, a bloodline of kings or peasants, a virtuous sinner, a horrible killer or serial killer, a criminal, angels and demons, emperors, all sorts of things are for sale to offer those that have a penchant for killing the right person. Perhaps they need a soul or blood or anything. But, yeah, that's an interesting area you're in, this market of victims. You see people chained in rows. You see this horrible facsimile of like this Roman emperor style. He's in this, he's chained up, all wrapped in these horrible biting chains with barbs on them. And he's in this big kingly throne. And he's got all these like worshippers around him and mock worship for him. And the guy selling them is like, he was an emperor of a great kingdom. He ruled for 80 years, died a hero, and now he can be yours.
Uh, just in passing, saying out loud as we're going through, I'll just make the comment. Yeah, I've seen things like this, except for it was more uh, consensual. This I don't think these
Right.
people are enjoying it the way I have, but
Not a lot of consent.
no, no, I think I'm fine here.
No, I'm good. Whatever that is, nope.
Truthfully, you're
Continuing.
quite a strange fellow.
Well, I have seen a lot and been around a lot. That's why.
You would do anything for love, but you won't do that.
Well, I have done some things for love, but yeah, I won't do that. It's not consensual. I mean, you were there with me. I mean, you and Pitch. How many things have we been through? And it's been
I
way too
don't know if
much.
you can count how many things we've been through. That's far too many.
I know exactly. But Silas, as Pitch can attest to it, the things I have caused, sorted out, helped, performed, done. If there is an activity for it, I have most likely done it. But it's all for the sake of life experience. And most of these tales don't really get to be told unless you experience it and it's written down. So
Interesting.
that's really what I do. Some of these experiences, if they're not kept, then they're forgotten. And the only way to read them, if they're forgotten, is by a record of some sort. Whether it be passing of a song, passing of a book, or through a general tale. Any life experience I don't necessarily shun away from. After all, there are multiple realms and there are multiple planes within those, and each one's just as vast as the other.
He's put his wang in all of them.
Not yet. Not yet. I have not. I haven't defiled any openings in hell
Yet,
yet. Correct. Yet. Still surprised I got past that succubus, but Anyway.
yeah. Still waiting for that to happen.
Well, let's not pass through that area on the way back out.
Nope. I have enough fucking corruption points.
The palace at the center of the agora is a vast leviathan of pumice and incandescent metal, lit on the outside by some gruesome burning substance. Its walls bristling with a million barbed hooks, as though it was a carapace upon the castle itself. There are two massive double doors with knockers that are in the shape of a minotaur.
All right, all right. Go up and grab the nose ring
Strength
and
roll.
knock.
Strength roll.
Who said anything about a nose ring?
Well, normally, in anything I've seen, minotaurs have a nose ring.
Garrett's like, it's actually two large sets of balls.
Well, I grab whatever's dangling and I wrap the door.
Rap, 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 rap.
The iron knocker is thunderous across the hellish iron door, and reverberates all around you, deep inside the castle keep itself. A imp is immediately summoned, as though from thin air. He opens a tiny hole in the bottom of the door, about at your kneecap level, and you see a red face looking up at you angrily. He says, "What do you want? What business do you have with the lady?"
Well, we are the ones that caused the ruckus in the arena with the dealer, and we have an invitation. Pitch, if you
Show it to me.
you still have it, don't you, Pitch?
He lost it.
Yep.
I'd hope so.
Garrett's just gonna like make me roll to see if
Roll
I lost
for
it.
roll for you still have it.
Get out of here.
Feverishly pats every pocket on his being.
Rolled a 1. You know it'll be a 1 if I roll that.
The doors open slowly, lumberingly, the heavy iron, and he beckons you inside quickly. The lady will greet you momentarily, and he disappears into thin air.
Wonder what happens if I were to sanctify the earth under this place.
Sneaky
It would,
little bastard, isn't he?
No,
So
they are
you think
fairly
heads
quick.
roll?
Do you guys remember her name? I believe I gave it to you.
It's in my notes somewhere.
I thought I wrote it down. I guess I didn't. Looking.
No. She's not Queen Mitza. That's the other one.
Yeah.
She's not Glazia. That's the Mel.
Blizia. What?
Glazia.
Her name is Orishada.
No wonder we didn't have it.
Yeah.
Orishada is a truly ancient night hag who has taken control of the great agora, and who could ever know how long ago. She, if you remember, has complete and utter control of her appearance, able to decide for each viewer of herself how she should appear. She often, in bargains and intimidations,
What?
a chameleon's coat. She can in 1 second be the most beautiful girl you've ever seen, to the next being a horror of unspeakable proportions, some horrific burn victim nightmare, then back to your own face speaking to you all in an instant with effortless control. Indeed, the lady steps down a swirling iron staircase. She presents herself as a demure,
Very demure.
plain looking woman at the moment, and she greets you warmly. Says, the winners of the Coliseum. It's wonderful to meet you all again in better circumstances.
Yes, I would say this is under extremely better circumstances. Give a slight courteous bow.
You certainly impressed me. Can I offer you some food while we chat?
Yes.
Um, three flesh golems walk out from another room. They look like big automatons of clay, and they speak in a gravelly, unhuman-like voice. And they say, "Minotaur shank, owlbear, sturge eggs, cut of Pegasus."
Oh, I'll take the cut of Pegasus. That sounds kind of light.
Good choice. And they turn around and go back to the kitchen in an automatous way.
Oh, never mind.
What did you want to interject?
No. That's the whole thing.
You wanted those eggs.
Are
Do you
y'all
have any
really?
preferences?
No. Go ahead. That was the whole joke.
Okay.
We're gonna play it because it's just like he was trying to decide and they walk away.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You can't stop Souffle from speaking up. That's what he does.
Yeah, we're also in a situation where I've had the most conversation with her before we even got here.
As I fucking said. Per
He
my
brings you
last
to
email.
a beautiful dining room with a ginormous table with many seats at it, but you've four, depending on patches, whatever. Um, make up only a small section of it. She sits down, offering to fill your tea glasses, which she does. She takes a different form for each of you, seemingly almost unconsciously shifting herself to be something that she assumes you would like. Like for Josh, she gets a kind of tough, tomboy-looking girl, and Souffle, you get this beautiful, kind of seductress, and Pitch, you get an angelic sort of maybe clergy-like woman, a follower of Kosuth. You know, each time she's able to effortlessly bend her appearance.
She's like a fucked up Asari.
Yeah. She sits down. Uh, she chats with you warmly for a moment before the flesh golems, the clay golems, not flesh, the clay golems, bring out your food. They are huge cuts of meat. They look like premium steaks. But if you've ever seen cooked horse meat, it's actually pretty good. It's very light and still has a steak-like quality to it, but is kind of almost leans beef.
I
Used to
will
get
partake.
the twisted root hamburgers. If you guys ever went there, they had
That
weird
place was
meat.
amazing.
Weird meat.
Yeah, they had all kind of crazy stuff there.
Yeah, you could get like buffalo, ostrich, gator.
Camel,
I've
horse,
had gator.
Yeah,
beaver.
it's a bunch of weird shit that you could get.
I need to get that shark and kangaroo.
You can get kangaroo, I think.
Kangaroo's good. I've had
I've
kangaroo
heard
jerky.
kangaroo is actually good, yeah.
The Japanese love their horse meat, so that's what you're getting with this Pegasus meat. It is an incredible A5 Wagyu Pegasus meat. You know, it's pretty peerless as far as meat goes. You don't get to eat a Pegasus
They're too fast.
unless you have any moral quandaries with eating such a beautiful, noble animal.
No.
No, I've done it plenty of times. They just walk
I
on
eat,
two
I eat
legs.
people on the occasion, so be alright.
She has on her table and decorating various places these tiny vials of what looks like gold dust set in oil, and they flow and swirl like a snow globe. Yeah, like a snow globe, just constantly. Even though no one's touching it or anything like that, they just flow and swirl and makes these beautiful golden kind of decorations, whatever they're for. She says to you, that was a wonderful performance. And it's been a while since my interest was so piqued. I did some digging on you all, asking why you're here, and even going so far as to send a message to the enigmatic ferryman himself. And I wanted to give you a token of my appreciation and respect. And she gives you a small uh, unassuming bronze coin. It is light, as though it was little value. It is dented and bent and looks worthless.
God damn it! Get the fuck! Get! Fucking cats!
I knew it was a cat. I knew it.
He's like, why? I never.
I didn't realize this kind of coin would bring you to that anger.
Sorry about that, guys.
My God.
Fucking.
My boy hates bronze coins, bitch. You better put it back in your pocket. You know
No,
what's good for you.
I literally thought the cat had shut off my fucking computer because it's by the power strip trying to fuck
Oh,
around
yeah.
with something. I was like, God.
Mine's done that.
Oh,
Yeah, my power button's right on top of my tower. So usually little ones come in here, and that's like the first thing they see.
that aside.
Hmm.
This coin, you said it's a token.
Oh, yes. That coin, though it may not look like much, will pay your way out of my beautiful world of Diz. So you can continue your journey, whatever it may be.
Wow. We appreciate that. Thank you. Did not realize that there was a cost to exit Diz either.
He takes on the visage of a learned, like a scholar, and she rubs her chin and says, "Well, each layer of hell has a cost to leave it. Most people would, even if the next layer is worse, would try their luck trying to get out of whatever hell they're in currently. Each river has a gate that you must pass. No amount of strength or brawn can break that immutable law. You may remember that your snake lady paid your way for the first layer of hell."
That is true, because we had to enter through.
I actually didn't remember that. I thought she was stingy about it.
No, we had to
Snake
kind
wife paid
of
your way.
cater to her excellence and have her
Yeah,
pay our way.
you
This
signed
is
up for a
sounding familiar.
deal. You signed up for a deal to take care of her sister in the next layer of hell.
Oh yeah. I forgot why she was sticking with us, but I knew she was like here but not here.
Yeah, we're bringing her to her sister. Her sister
Yeah.
has an amulet that she wants.
Yeah, she doesn't care about your side quest here. She stayed on the boat, getting her suntan on.
Well, that is
Snakes like to bask and all that.
that is definitely some useful information. Now, does each layer, realm, level, however, the reigning person decides, does it increase in cost to exit, and is there a cost passing back through?
Once paid, you are given passage to and fro.
Hmm.
And each layer has its own ruler. Dispater is an unenthusiastic man who stays in his iron tower and doesn't care much what we do, and I am given free reign to give boons and banes to who I see fit. But other rulers are much more aggressive, or they don't take kindly to strangers, so you may have some trouble in your travels. So I hope Diz is a welcome uh, place of ease for you, and you come back and maybe fight in an arena again.
Now, I can't speak for my compatriots here, but I will say, Diz has actually been entertaining.
I couldn't hope for any less.
Now, is there anything else besides this token that you called us here for?
To exit? No, nothing like that. Let me think. Was she? Hmm. I'm thinking of all you did here. What could he even offer you?
Idea.
He looks at not Soothflay, the other two in the party, and she switches her face in between talking to you. She says, "You're Paladin. I can smell it on you. And you're an Asmer. I can smell it when you arrived in my realm."
When she says she can smell it on me, he'll lift up his arm and kind of like,
So you can?
"Excuse me."
Well,
I have been
it
sweating a
has
lot.
been
It
a
is
few
kind of,
days.
yeah, it's kind of foul down here.
Would you be willing, and I can offer payment, depending on what your needs are, to give me a little bit of your agony?
Uh, as in, let you hit me and you get off on it, or like what?
I'll look at Pitch and be like, "This bitch just asked us what I think she asked us."
I'll kind of whisper, "Don't knock it till you try it."
um, she says, "People like you align to the good gods high above. Uh, oh, so wonderful kindness and infinite love can be valuable here. Should you be willing to give me a little bit of time with your pain?"
As in, what do you mean by pain?
What do you mean by payment?
Well, if you have something you wish, I could offer it to you. And by pain, I mean I hurt you in the sense of physical pain. And in hell, when people like you are hurt, you produce something valuable called condensed order. And she flicks her eyes to the golden flex snow globe all around her table, seemingly having done this before many times.
So this is very valuable to you.
It
Oh,
is.
if it's physical, and he'll just step up, do your worst.
Hold on now. You don't know what she's giving you.
I think he likes it.
You don't understand, Cap. I always wanted to.
Hi, Chunk. Hi, Chunk. Hi, Chunk.
What can I offer you, you pious young men?
Well, can you remove a curse on something?
I am no wizard, I'm afraid.
Pity.
Well, if that's the case, then what do you have to offer? What are you willing to offer?
Soul coins.
Gold, food, soul coins, prestige. I can offer you a home in Diz. I can many things. I can tell you secrets and hidden things.
I can whisper sweet nothings into your ear.
You can
Give you
tell
a
me where
cool,
Dispotter has that string.
give you a cool PS5.
Scalp,
Oh, shit.
scalper free.
And give you information on the next layer you're going to.
Now, hold on. Let's
Let's not be hasty now.
let's yes, let's thoroughly talk this through. Now, what is the limitations of this? Now, this is all
Lim-
based on if Silas agrees to this and how much he wants to take.
Of
What are
course.
the limitations of payment that match how much pain he'll give you.
Well, if you were to give me his life, I don't know what all I can
That's
offer.
out of the question. That's out of the question.
Understood.
No.
Let's not be hasty.
No. Let's not be hasty.
Dream it up. I can give it to you.
I can resurrect you.
Do you have the stuff to resurrect me on hand?
Do you have a diamond worth 500
I
gold?
can resurrect you.
Eventually.
I don't have the stuff. It's not on me,
Um,
but I'm good for it.
I'm gonna. Let me see here.
It's okay, James. I know you don't want me here. That's totally what that was.
Bruh.
I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get up from the table, and I'm gonna do a medicine check on Silas right fast. Just to ascertain how hurt he is. Like his current physical appearance.
You guys haven't healed yet, I don't think, right?
No.
Nope.
How you feeling, Joshie?
Still have spell slots.
Oh, let's see. I'm just under 3 digits.
You're pretty fine.
I'm pretty far under 2 digits.
All right.
I would say probably about 8 hit points under 3 digits.
All right.
I'm not giving her shit.
Fair.
I'm about to die.
And just kind of looking this over, and I will send a message to Silas. Looking you over, you can take the hit, but can you mentally handle it?
Oh, I got you, baby boo.
That's tough.
Alright. I'll turn back to her.
Muhammad protects.
So how high up in the demon echelons of Diz is this lady? Is she kind of like?
She's like mayor, where Despotter is the governor.
Okay. So important, but not like the end all be all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll turn to her and say, if Silas agrees,
Hmm.
the only stipulation for you to receive pain is that he cannot die.
Agree.
In terms of payment, for this agreement, before doing any of this,
While they're discussing this, I'm going to go ahead and pop my last 3 lay on hands and get 15 health.
There you go.
because we are agreeing to allow for you to receive his pain, the initial payment beforehand would be that bag of soul coins the dealer had.
No, he's not that valuable, I'm afraid, my young man.
I don't know. You mean to tell me that a paladin that fights dragons is not that valuable? The
How
one
about
that,
we let you be a freak and hurt our friend, and you set up a meeting between us and Dispotter.
Meanwhile, Silas
You just
reads
sit
this
there.
completely wrong. No, Silas reads this completely wrong, and he goes like and kind of stands the other end of the table, and he just kind of starts flexing, just
Yes.
I mean, he has holy power coursing through him, and he has fought the avatar of Tiamat.
And
I
won.
don't need his laurels, only his devotion. And I admire your shrewd, business-like tendencies. but prepayment of a king's ransom before we even get started, that's a little far.
Now,
Okay,
hold on.
so upon hearing her say his devotion, that perks his ears up. And can I do like a religion check to see if this is going to hurt my connection with Bahamut?
Yeah, you can.
While he's doing that and sorting that out. Now,
Okay.
if
I'll send it to you in a message there, Garrett.
if you recall, during our situation with the dealer where I was calling his bluff, he had offered us that bag of soul coins if we just walked away. And I called his
Well, I'm
bluff
not
on him.
offering you the bag for anything.
No, but you did agree that we could have the bag.
Listen here, bitch. Just bring the bag, and there'll be no problem.
And it was essentially on the grounds that we beat your dealer in a game of bluff when he was bluffing us in the first place.
Is your avarice so great you would sour this relationship?
No, I have no avarice. The only goal is to ensure that we have the means to survive and get back to our realm to protect it.
Well, take your bag and leave then.
And you don't want any of his pain?
No. This is
I can assure
gone
you that.
an unfortunate direction.
A holy man's pain is still something very costly.
And I say, amen.
She materializes the bag and offers it to you, held in hand.
She gave that up very easily. This worries me.
Is there a roll to see through illusions?
No, she just, instead of she's soured by your choices.
Oh my god.
Just doesn't want to deal with you anymore.
If that's how you feel about it, that was still something we could have discussed through.
Here's your prepayment, as you so demanded.
How much is actually in the bag?
There are 8 soul coins in the bag, along with several pieces of iron made to make the bag seem heavier. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, as far as its value.
All right.
Heard him.
Well, we did have an
She
agreement.
bids you a good day.
You're saying you won't even slap his ass? What's going on here, bitch?
She is a proud lady.
My god. Shit's gonna be cursed.
Does that roll that I sent you, Garrett, give me anything?
Well, she doesn't want to now, but there would have been a small chance it could have damaged your connection there.
Okay. Well, upon coming to that realization and realizing that she's irritated, to be like, good. Souffle,
Guess we're
let's go on
gonna
ahead
leave.
out.
Fuck you too, bitch.
I'll leave the bag on the table.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a big dick maneuver. A lot of money. That's a lot of money for a message, though.
Hey, we had a discussion in the arena, and
I'm fine with it.
that's she didn't want to follow through on that. All right.
I mean, she gave you the bag. That's what you want.
Well, the bag was also supposed to be full. That's why calling her bluff on it.
It was never full,
I know.
unfortunately.
That's why I'm calling her bluff on it.
I wanted a full bag.
Silas, you gonna let that amount of money slip by your hands? Is that something
Yeah,
that Silas
since
cares about?
Silas doesn't care about material anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If it's something that he can use to help people, he'll probably be kind of torn on it. But knowing that it's soul coins and it's just mostly to help our aspirations here, he could give two shits.
Damn.
I mean, he's especially with him knowing that that could definitely hurt his like connection. He's kind of wanting to leave now at that point.
Yeah, the purpose of getting them was to help us in any means for safer travel or better survival, since we're still in an unknown entire realm of fucking existence. But seeing her reaction, I'm not gonna touch it.
That's a big dick reaction. She looks a little shocked for the second time, probably in several hundred years, as you walk off unpaid from the beautiful castle. I mean, yeah, I don't disagree. These people are fundamentally evil, even if they're lawful evil. These are very, very bad people, and everything you
Yeah, but
play
we were
with.
also getting something for nothing.
Exactly. That was the point of trying to haggle, was that bag was discussed before she left the arena, and then she wanted to say, "Oh, well, there's extras." Okay, well, we're going to follow up on that payment that we discussed in the arena for making this agreement for you taking his pain, and then whatever amount of pain you got was going to be payment for anything else in exchange. But here we are. Give a courteous
You
bow to her
guys. Mhm.
and say, "Well, thank you for your time."
You guys return through all of Diz to the river. Great River Styx. You see your ferryman waiting on you. He's smoking a pipe on the shore. And you see Tiax, the little goblin himself. Not literally, but um, he has made a paper mache recreation of the arena, including little, not literally paper mache. They're little. He's gotten materials like sticks, leaves, and paper and leather, and he's made little toys of even you guys and your enemies. And he's made a pretty good, set to play with. And he he's playing with the toys of you and yourselves as you walk up.
Be like, is that me?
He says, "Yes, the handsome version." And he holds up a little toy of you. That's not how TX talks, actually. He's like, "Yeah, yes, yes, I made a more handsome version of you, as you can see." And he holds it up. And it's a pretty good approximation of you.
I'll
As
I'll
we're kind
kind
of
of I'll kind of just like
walk,
laugh. Yeah.
as we're kind of walking up the ship, I'll kind of inform the rest of those. Is I don't know if you picked up on her words in there, but she specifically mentioned that it was because I was a righteous person. I feel that would have corrupted my connection with Bahamut, which in turn would not help the group in any way, shape, or form.
And that's why I said everything
Mhm.
relies on you agreeing to it. Physically, yes, you can handle anything like that, but mentally, mentally is a whole different level. It's it's not just your thought process and your understanding, it's your will and your livelihood. Those
I mean,
things can
Pitch
be,
Pitch already has like 6 rad counters on him, so.
yeah, those
Yeah.
things can easily be broken with certain applications, and we wouldn't have known what any of those would have been.
If I start turning into a critter, I'm fucking word of recalling out of here.
How you gonna word a recall when you got like a slug mouth?
It'll know. It's still somatic, so I just speak it in slug language.
Oh, right, right, of course.
Well, fellas, we have 5 soul coins. Would anyone like to spend them before we leave here?
We can go back to the shop if you guys want, but we can save
Yeah.
that for next time.
Retcon.
It's ticking down.
Retcon shopping.
Time's ticking, so we can save that for next time. And next time you'll finally enter the next layer. It's certainly won't be anything like Diz. For good or bad. For
My
better
bad.
or worse.
Corruption points all around. You get a corruption point. You get a corruption point. You get a corruption.
Just in honor of Patrick, do we level up?
Not yet.
No.
You're getting
No.
there.
Garrett just wants me to get that tattoo of pitch. He's like 4 levels immediately.
I'll get it with you.
Who are you gonna get tattooed? Oh, pitch.
Yeah, I'll do something a little more vague, just like not specifically pitch, but pitch like in a situation. I don't know,
You gotta
something, man.
you gotta get the Kosuth symbol,
That makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
the twinning flame.
All right, fellas, one more layer down for next time on